Have you ever felt it? That quiet hum beneath the surface of everyday life, a resonance with the world that seems to go deeper for you than for most. Perhaps you pick up on unspoken tensions in a room, feel the weight of a friend's subtle sadness, or find yourself profoundly moved by a piece of music or a scene in nature that others simply glance over. It's more than just being observant. It's an intrinsic way of being, a foundational mode of experiencing reality. For you, emotions aren't just passing waves, they're often vast internal oceans. Here's the thing nobody talks about. This isn't a quirk, nor is it a flaw. It's a distinct psychological architecture, a unique processing style that shapes your entire world. What you are about to understand today completely changes the way you view your own intensity, revealing it not as a burden, but as a profound, often misunderstood strength. For a long time, society has subtly, or not so subtly, suggested that feeling too much, thinking too much, or noticing too much implies something is amiss. We're often told to toughen up, don't overthink it, or let it go. But this is where it gets interesting. What if those very suggestions fundamentally misinterpret how some minds are simply built to operate? This doesn't mean you are strange or that something is inherently wrong with you. It means your internal world is configured differently, with a broader bandwidth for sensory and emotional input. While most people navigate life with a relatively efficient, perhaps even streamlined psychological operating system, some of us are running a high-definition, surround sound, hyper-detailed version, constantly processing layers of information that others filter out almost instinctively. This isn't about being better or worse. It's about acknowledging that there are real, measurable differences in how our psychological machinery functions, leading to vastly different subjective experiences of the same reality. And neuroscience explains why this isn't just a personality trait, but a deep-seated biological predisposition. Consider the concept of sensory processing sensitivity, often explored in the context of highly sensitive persons, or HSPs. Researchers like Dr. Elaine Aron have pioneered work showing that roughly 15–20% of the population possess nervous systems that are wired to process information more deeply. This isn't merely about physical senses. It extends to emotional, social, and environmental stimuli. Your brain, particularly regions like the insula and the prefrontal cortex, shows increased activity when processing subtle cues. This means you're not imagining things when you feel overwhelmed by loud noises, bright lights, or chaotic environments. Your brain is literally taking in and integrating more data points from those experiences. It's why you might be the one to notice the nuanced shift in someone's tone, the subtext of a conversation, or the intricate beauty in something seemingly mundane. This deep processing allows for a richness of experience, a profound capacity for empathy, and a keen eye for detail that others often miss. If these insights resonate, if you're someone who's always looked for deeper answers to how you function, understanding that you're not alone in this profound way of experiencing the world, you're in the right place. Consider joining a community that explores these very distinctions. Hit that subscribe button to keep unraveling the fascinating secrets of human psychology. But this is where it gets even more interesting, moving beyond just sensitivity into the subtle, often hidden neurological mechanisms that reinforce your deeper way of feeling. Your brain is a master of pattern recognition and reward. When you engage in deep thought, when you connect profoundly with another person, or when you immerse yourself in something that truly resonates with your internal landscape, your brain often releases neurotransmitters like dopamine, but not in the fleeting, superficial way associated with instant gratification. Instead, for people like you, the reward system might be more attuned to the sustained, intrinsic satisfaction that comes from understanding, from connection, from authenticity. This means your brain is subtly, unconsciously, reinforcing behaviors that lead to deeper processing. It's not just a choice, it's a feedback loop. Your brain wants to go deep because it finds genuine, lasting reward there. This sounds contradictory, but the very mechanisms that can lead to overwhelm also drive a persistent, often subconscious, quest for depth and meaning. This process is more serious than it seems because it shapes your values, your relationships, and your entire approach to life, often without you consciously realizing the profound neurological underpinnings. To truly grasp this, let's create two mental archetypes, two distinct ways of navigating the human experience. On one side, we have the surface navigator. This person thrives on efficiency, quick decisions, and external metrics. They might prioritize broad social connections, tangible achievements, and a pragmatic approach to problem solving. Their emotional landscape is often more compartmentalized, designed for resilience and forward momentum. They are excellent at seeing the forest, sometimes at the expense of individual trees. Then there's the deep diver. This is where people like you often find themselves. You crave understanding, nuance, and authenticity. You might have fewer but intensely meaningful connections. You excel at seeing the intricate patterns within the forest, understanding the ecosystem of each individual tree. Both profiles make perfect sense within the vast spectrum of human experience. The surface navigator moves through the world with a certain ease, optimized for action. The deep diver moves through the world with a certain richness, optimized for insight. The challenge arises when the world, often built by and for the surface navigators, doesn't always value or even recognize the contributions of the deep diver. But make no mistake, your depth is not a deviation. It is a valid and powerful operating system. This fundamental difference profoundly impacts how you experience empathy, form your identity, and even perceive your self-worth. For the deep diver, empathy isn't just an intellectual exercise. It's often a visceral experience. You might not just understand someone's pain. You might feel it to a degree that can be both powerful and draining. This intense capacity for emotional allocation can make you a profound listener, a loyal friend, and someone who genuinely seeks to understand the human condition. However, it also means you're often internalizing the emotional states of those around you, making it harder to distinguish between your own feelings and those you've absorbed. This often leads to a tricky dance with identity and self-esteem. In a culture that frequently rewards speed, superficial optimism, and a seemingly impenetrable emotional exterior, your depth can feel like a vulnerability, a weakness. You might have absorbed messages that your intensity is too much, or that your need for meaning is overthinking. But here's a powerful truth. Your capacity for deep feeling is not a flaw. It is a profound gateway to wisdom, connection, and a rich inner life. Your identity is not defined by how easily you bounce back from superficial setbacks, but by your unwavering commitment to truth, meaning, and authentic connection. You are not just feeling more. You are perceiving more, processing more, and therefore knowing more. And that is a strength to be celebrated, not hidden. These profound psychological preferences aren't random. They often have invisible origins, roots buried deep in our past experiences and the adaptations we've made. Think about it. If you consistently felt things more intensely than your peers during childhood, if you picked up on subtle family dynamics or social cues that others missed, it might have led to experiences of feeling misunderstood or even rejected for your sensitivity. This can foster a profound sense of hyper-awareness, a constant, often subconscious, scan of your environment for potential emotional threats or opportunities for connection. It becomes a sophisticated defense mechanism, a way to navigate a world that wasn't always equipped to handle your depth. Perhaps you learned early on to observe rather than participate, to listen intently rather than speak, to process internally before acting externally. These aren't pathologies, they are intelligent adaptations. Your brain, in its incredible capacity for learning and survival, developed a system that allowed you to thrive, or at least survive, within your unique perceptive framework. It taught you to be a keen observer, a deep thinker, and someone who prioritizes understanding before action. Your intensity isn't a defect. It's a testament to your resilience and your brain's remarkable ability to adapt to a distinct way of experiencing the world. This leads us to a fundamental question. How do different people seek and find meaning in their lives? For many, meaning is found in an external narrative, a clear career path, a defined social role, a list of achievements, or a specific lifestyle. Their sense of purpose is often tied to participation in the larger societal story, striving for visible markers of success. They are the protagonists in an outward-bound quest. But for people like you, the deep diver, meaning often emerges from a different place. It's less about the external narrative and more about the internal creation, the profound resonance within. Your meaning might be found in the depth of a single conversation, the creation of something beautiful, the pursuit of a complex truth, or the quiet understanding of an intricate system. You might be less interested in being the primary participant in every grand external drama and more drawn to being the insightful observer, the one who understands the layers beneath the surface. Neither approach is superior. They are simply different ways of engaging with the existential questions of life. Your quest for meaning is not a passive contemplation. It is an active, internal construction, a constant weaving of observations, emotions, and insights into a rich tapestry of understanding. And it is this internal focus that often allows you to access states of profound engagement, what psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi famously termed flow. Flow is that immersive, exhilarating state where time seems to disappear, where you are completely absorbed in an activity, and your skills perfectly match the challenge. For many, flow might be found in high-energy sports, competitive environments, or fast-paced problem-solving. But for people like you, the deep diver, your path to flow often lies in activities that demand deep internal processing, sustained focus, and emotional resonance. It might be found in intense creative work, whether writing, painting, or composing. It could be in deep, meaningful conversations where ideas are truly exchanged and understood. It might manifest during solitary contemplation, intricate research, or even in the quiet observation of the natural world. Your flow state is less about external action and more about internal alignment, a profound sense of presence within your own intellectual and emotional landscape. You are not striving to be constantly in the external current. You are often at your most alive and engaged when you are deeply anchored within your own axis, feeling the rhythm of your internal world and creating from that profound wellspring of insight. So let's be unequivocally clear. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not losing out on anything by not chasing the shallow currents of life that seem to satisfy others. In a world that often celebrates speed and superficiality, your depth is not a weakness. It is your silent, potent advantage. Your capacity to feel deeply, to observe acutely, to process thoroughly, grants you a unique lens through which to perceive beauty, uncover truth, and forge connections that resonate with unparalleled authenticity. You possess an inner richness that cannot be bought or taught, a wisdom that comes from truly experiencing the vastness of human emotion and thought. This isn't a burden. It's a superpower for insight, for empathy, for creativity, and for a profound understanding of yourself and the world around you. To feel deeply is not a flaw. It is a profound way of knowing the world and knowing yourself. It is a gift. Embrace it. If you're ready to embrace the power of your unique mind, subscribe and join us as we continue to unravel the fascinating secrets of human psychology, guiding you towards a deeper understanding of who you truly are and why that's your greatest strength. But embracing it doesn't mean ignoring the challenges that come with such a finely tuned system. It means learning to navigate the intensity, to set boundaries against the overwhelm, and to consciously direct your powerful perceptive abilities towards what truly nourishes you. It means understanding that while others might find solace in distraction, you find yours in deliberate engagement. Your journey is not about dulling your senses, but about sharpening your focus, cultivating environments that support your unique operating system, and recognizing that your depth is not a drain, but a wellspring from which genuine fulfillment flows. This shift in perspective is not just about feeling better. It's about living authentically, aligning your external life with your profound internal landscape. It's about moving from merely surviving your sensitivity to actively thriving within it, using your gifts to contribute to the world in ways only you can. Your unique way of seeing, feeling, and understanding is not just valid. It is essential, a vital counterpoint in a world that desperately needs more depth, more empathy, and more nuanced truth. So take a moment, breathe, and know that your profound existence is not a mistake, but a masterpiece in progress, waiting to unfold its full potential. This conscious embracing of your depth involves a profound reevaluation of your own energy economy. You'll begin to discern the difference between external demands that merely deplete you and internal calls that genuinely invigorate you. It's about recognizing that your capacity for deep processing, while a superpower, also comes with a higher metabolic cost for your nervous system. Just as a high-performance engine requires specific fuel and careful maintenance, your finely tuned brain demands intentional rest, meaningful input, and environments that respect its profound need for quiet and contemplation. This isn't about retreating from the world, but about strategically engaging with it, choosing your battles, and investing your precious energy where it yields the most authentic returns. You'll learn to say no not out of fear, but out of a deep respect for your own operating system, creating space for the very insights and connections that define your richest experiences. This deliberate self-stewardship is not selfish. It is the prerequisite for fully realizing your potential, allowing you to move from merely reacting to the world's stimuli to proactively shaping your experience, and by extension, making your unique, invaluable contribution to it. This proactive approach transforms your relationship not only with yourself, but also with the world around you. You cease to be a passive recipient of external energies and become an active architect of your inner and outer environments. This might mean consciously curating your social circle to include individuals who appreciate depth, seeking out work that aligns with your intrinsic motivations, or designing your living space to be a sanctuary for contemplation. It's a continuous process of calibration, a thoughtful dance between your internal needs and the external realities. The result is a life not necessarily free from challenge, but one infused with a profound sense of purpose and authenticity. You discover that your sensitivity, once perceived as a burden, becomes the very compass guiding you towards your truest path, allowing you to engage with life not by battling its currents, but by understanding their flow and navigating them with profound wisdom and intention. This intentional cultivation of your existence leads to a remarkable shift in your perception of time and impact. For the surface navigator, impact is often measured by breadth and immediate visibility: how many lives touched, how many projects completed, how quickly progress is made. But for you, the deep diver, your impact is often measured by depth and resonance. You understand that a single, profoundly meaningful conversation can shift a person's entire trajectory, that a quiet act of authentic creation can ripple outwards in ways unseen but deeply felt, and that a sustained commitment to understanding can yield insights that transform entire fields. Your legacy isn't built on a towering stack of superficial achievements, but on the deeply etched grooves of truth, connection, and wisdom you leave behind. This realization frees you from the relentless pressure of external validation, allowing you to trust the profound significance of your quieter, more concentrated contributions. You are not striving for recognition. You are striving for genuine resonance, and that is a far more powerful and enduring form of impact.